Let's do some US Cellular tests today before the network shuts down. We're going to start with this. We're going to give this thing a try, even though this might not roam on US Cellular's network. Although the eBay listing photos showed it roaming on, or not roaming, just showed it connected to Virgin Mobile, which is Sprint. We're going to give this thing a test. I have this one all charged up, ready to go. ERI turned on. This guy, which I'm doing this one just so I can see what the banner says and see if I can get it to actually play the Star 228. Then this thing, we're going to give this thing a try. This one's charging its battery. Let's see, we got this one turning on. So yeah, let's go to the area and see what we get. If you're wondering, what about the NV2 or even the other couple phones? Like this one, I need to test. It would be cool to get this one on a network. And this one, I have a SIM card that fits this. This one, you can set this one initially had a wrong date and time, but you can change it. Same with this one. And I might bring this one, although there's probably no point to it because you can change the date and time. And Android phones is probably no point, but the NV2 and the 8300 are going for sure. Maybe also this if I have time, but for now, let's see if this phone still has the date and time from Wisconsin. On the last tower on I-90 does provide the wrong date and time. It's still up, surprisingly. I don't know how, but I turned this phone off before it got to that tower, so we'll see if it's correct. Indeed, we have the correct date and time. And one thing I'm a little concerned about is if I factory reset these phones, will it save the date and time? Like, if anyone knows whether a CDMA phone that saves the date and time when it restarts out of service, like these two, that use like this newer sort of UI Verizon, this newer Verizon skin, like, will resetting it reset the date and time? If anyone knows, please leave a comment. But let's go to the area now. And we are in the area. So I'll give you a little update about the phones I brought. We are connected. We have 1X, the correct date and time. I swear my Alcatel Cinch showed the correct time at some point. The only phone that didn't roam on US Cellular, what do you know, was the Virgin Mobile phone. The Virgin Mobile LG phone did not roam on the network. All the other ones do. The Casio Ravine shows extended network when the Pantech Hotshot didn't, even though they use pretty much the same UI. It's a little hard to see, but we got signal. We have got signal. We have the Alcatel Cinch was the most interesting. In fact, I'll play the Star 228 real quick. This phone appears that since it is a US Cellular phone, it actually plays.
Thank you for calling US Cellular's phone programming and roaming list update service. This process should only take about 90 seconds. I'm sorry, but I would...
Yep, as you can see, we have service. And if you go back to my Wisconsin tests, you will hear that it will say, the number is no longer in service. Well, that's only on Verizon CDMA phones. US Cellular phones actually give a message. That's nice. I might come back with another, but I will see you again soon. All right, here's how it went. We are left with the LG UX300. It's showing the incorrect date and time because the last tower on I-90 showed the wrong date and time, and it thinks I'm connected to my Bluetooth headphones, which it isn't. The Sabre did not roam. It's still showing the wrong date and time. I'll actually turn it on. This has the correct date and time. I'll actually power this thing on. And the Casio Ravine does as well. Yep, it still says looking for service with no date and time. We've got the correct date and time. It shows 8:34 p.m., which it is 8:34. This phone will show 7:34. The Ravine, I'll pull this up too. Indeed we do. We've got 8:35 p.m., which indeed it is. Saturday, October 7th. No signal. But the results. No roam here. These two roamed, and they actually saved the date and time after a restart. This one doesn't, sadly. Which is the reason I took these two phones was to update the date and time in them permanently, just like with the Pantech Hotshot. And the reason when I possibly test IV Cellular before that company goes down, I'm bringing only LG phones, because just in case the towers are incorrect, I don't want it to have incorrect date and time permanently. Like, I'm honestly glad this doesn't save the date and time after restart, because it's stuck with this forever. But if I shut it down and turn it back on, which I'm not going to do, it'll go back to 1980. So that's one of the results. I might go back to an area soon enough before the US Cellular shuts down, just to test them one more time. But thank you guys for watching, and see you again in the next one.